It is because if we get this x and the x, we shall go back to x squared, and the x times 2, we shall go back to 2x. Now here we have a negative 5 and here negative 10. I think we can pull out a negative 5, and we shall remain with x plus a 2. The thing will be 0. Now if we get this 5, we multiply it with negative 5, we multiply it with this x, we shall go back to negative 5x. Then negative 5 times 2, we shall go back to negative 10. Now students, we shall realize that this bracket is similar to that bracket. Is that okay? And those are factors. So we shall pull them out by factorization. Yes. And if we pull out x plus 2, here we shall remain with x. Now if we pull out this one, we shall remain with 5, and the thing will be a 0. Is that okay? And for that to be true, this is what we expect. Either of the two will happen. One, our x plus 2 will be equal to 0, and our x is equal to negative 2, or our x minus 5, this bracket, will be equal to 0, and our x will be equal to 5. Yes, let me hope that we have understood. If it is not coming out the way you need, please you can comment on the video below. Is that okay? Example 2. Solve the quadratic equation by use of the factorization method. Yes, we are going to solve the equation below using the factorization method. Now we should note that our a is equal to a 2, our b is equal to negative 1, and our c is equal to negative 21. Now our product AC is equal to negative 42. Is that okay? So now we need the factors. We need the factors of what? Of negative 42. So we need the factors of negative what? 42. And what are those factors? 1 by 2 we shall get negative 21. By 3 we shall get negative 7. By negative 7 we shall have a 1. Is that okay? Now we want to get a negative 1 here. So what shall we do? We shall get this 2, we multiply it with 3, we shall have a 6. And if we get a 6 minus 7, we shall get a 1. Therefore our equation can be best written as 2x squared, yes, plus we get this 6 of x, we get that, minus 7 of x, minus 21, we shall get the answer as a 0. Yes. Now if we look at this and this, that one, it has a common factor of 2x. Yes, it has a common factor of what? 2x. And if we factor out 2x, we shall remain with x. Reason being, 2x times x, it will go back to 2x squared. Plus, here we shall remain with 3, because we shall have 2x times 3, which is 6x. Now here we have a common factor. Here we have a common factor of negative what? Negative 7. Is that okay? Then we shall have minus 7. If we factor out a negative 7 here, we shall have x. Are we together, students? And if we factor out a negative 7 from a negative 21, we shall remain with a positive 3. And the resultant will be a 0. Yes, if we look at this and this, they are same brackets. Is that okay? And they are just factors. Therefore, we are going to factor out them. We shall have x plus 3 for this first part. And if we factor out x plus 3, we shall remain with 2x. Now, also if we extract out x plus 3 on this part, we shall remain with negative 7, and the resultant will be 0. Yes. Now, for the above to be true, either of the two will happen. 1, x plus 3 will be equal to 0, and our x will be negative what? 3. Is that okay? Or 2x minus 7 will be a 0, and 2x will be a 7. We shall divide by 2. We shall divide by 2, and our x will be equal to 7 out of 2. Yes, let me hope we are following, students. If you feel like you are not understanding, please pause the video and look at the blackboard very well. Is that okay? Now 2, we have method of completing squares. Yes, we have a method of completing squares, and we've started with an example. Solve the quadratic equation by completing squares. Now this method is too cheap and too easy, such that even someone from the bed can just solve it and just goes away with marks. Is that okay? Now let us follow steps such that we can get to know how best we can kick every number by using completing squares. As part of today's solution, we are going to write our equation x squared minus 3 of x minus 10 will be equal to 0. Now we shall ensure that the constant go where they are constants. Is that okay? This left hand side we shall leave x's, and on the right hand side we shall leave constants or coefficient constants. Is that okay? So we shall put this negative 10 this side, and remember, when something crosses something crosses an equal sign and it is negative, it changes to be positive. Is that okay? Therefore we shall have x squared minus 3 of x, it will be equal to 10. Is that hard? No. Now secondly, what we are going to do, we are going to write x squared minus 3 of x plus, we are going to create something on the left hand side. And remember, mathematics is like giving birth to twins. Once you buy a cloth for Nakato, you have to buy it for Waswa. Is that okay? Now this side we have a 10, this side we have a 10, and we are going to add something. Is that okay? Now the question is going to be, what is that something that we are going to add both sides? This is that something, members. We are going to write x squared minus 3x. Now that something will be, get the coefficient of x. This one, the coefficient of x.